What is going on, everybody? It is your boy SirEmCeeCoy. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being patient with me. I know this video took a lot longer than expected. There was a lot of editing, there was a lot of work that I put into it. So thank you guys so much for being patient with me, waiting for this video. You know what, without further ado, let's get into it. So one of the most important things that we have to talk about, which is first on our docket, is the status of Jordan Howard. For those of you who kept up last season, Jordan Howard went down last year in Week 10 versus the Packers with a fractured kneecap. That left him out for the whole season. He will be coming back, but how healthy will he be? An injury like that to a running back can be very, extremely detrimental to their health and their ability to play moving forward. So it will be very interesting to see how Jordan Howard rebounds, and you know, will he be that same dominant force that he was weeks 1 through 9, you know, basically carrying our team to victory, well on his way to over 1,000 yards. He was the league's rushing leader when he went down. So can we expect that same production out of Jordan Howard when he comes back? Guess we're gonna have to see. The next big thing that we have to focus on is the starting slot receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster has been moved up to the number 2 receiver spot since Kendall Wright left during free agency. So there are multiple options to replace him at the starting slot receiver spot. The first of which is the veteran Marcus Wheaton. Marcus Wheaton played really well last year in the preseason. He performed well when called upon last year, but he had the tendency to kind of disappear on the football field. So we are going to have a large competition for the slot receiver, which we will see play out through the preseason. So one of the first prospects to be the starting slot receiver is 5th round pick Leandre Dobbs. He is probably going to be a far shot, being that he is a 63 overall. There's kind of a miss on that pick, so he is definitely the far cry to win the job. Next up is our 6th round pick, Cedric Simon. Cedric Simon has some interesting intangibles. Coming in at 6'2", 210 with 92 speed, 86 catching, he has potential to be that guy. The biggest problem that we do see with him, though, is his low catch in traffic and spectacular catch. We saw that be a big issue last year with receivers just not making the catching contact, and that's something that I want to see fixed. Then we have 3 outsider options, all of them undrafted signees. We'll start with the first one, Christian Hardy. Hardy fits your typical small slot receiver role at 5'10", 194 with 90 speed. He's got good speed, otherwise his catching really isn't that good. We were just trying to get as many bodies possible to compete for that spot. So again, like Dobbs, he is definitely going to be a far cry for the starting slot job. The next guy is another small receiver, but he is a freak athlete. 96 speed, 97 acceleration, and his catching stats aren't that bad. His route running could use some work, but if you put some work into route running awareness, he could be a very viable threat going forward. And finally, of the most attractive of the undrafted signees is Solomon Torrance, coming in at 6'2", 222 pounds. His speed isn't anything great, but 88 catching traffic, 83 catching, 92 jumping, 85 spectacular catch. This could be the perfect receiver to fit that role of which I wanted, a guy that will catch whatever you throw at him. So we do have a lot of competition at the slot receiver, and again, it will be interesting to see how this plays out through the preseason and who will come out on top as the starting receiver. Next up on the list of things to be talking about, big keys for the season, is the progression of Mitch Trubisky. Now, the rookie year of Mitch Trubisky was filled with ups and downs. Trubisky did throw for 24 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards, but there was also 21 interceptions to go along with it. Now, the interception numbers dropping is going to be a huge indicator on his success this year. Trubisky only grew to an 80, and he still does only have normal progression. So is he still our quarterback going forward? I think this year is going to be a huge marking point for him to determine whether or not, hey, this is our guy for the future or not. We also have to remember he did go down in the wild card game against the Lions, so that is something we're going to have to look out for to see, is that a lingering injury? Can he bounce back 100% from that? From there, we're going to take a quick look at our draft class. The draft class was interesting. There were some ups and some downs. We'll start with the first pick that we had, which was cornerback Kalbuto Gideon. We ended up trading up for this guy. This was our number one guy, and he turned out to be an excellent pick, an 82 overall corner, quick development. It was hands down our best pick that we made, which is what you expect out of your first round pick. So it was nice to see that we got the return there that we were looking for. Next up, we went tight end in the second round since we were not able to retain Zach Miller through free agency. He simply wanted too long of a contract for his age, and he was already starting to regress. So we went out and got tight end Jimmy Condren. He is a 79 overall and has potential to be our starting tight end. There will be a competition throughout the preseason, but he has a lot of potential to be that guy for us at tight end. He's a bigger, faster version of Zach Miller, basically. Moving on to the third round, this was where I wish I made a different pick. I'm happy with who we have in halfback Sanchez Potter, but there were a lot of players available in the fourth round, and I thought I could wait and get them in the fourth round, and then by the time the fourth round rolled around, none of them were available. So in the third round, I just took, the best available guy, which was Sanchez Potter. He turned out to be a 76 overall. Not bad. Doesn't really fit our needs unless, of course, we see Jordan Howard go down again, then Sanchez Potter will be the starter. Definitely clones the running style of Jordan Howard, so it should make for a decent 1-2 punch if we decide to use him often. Our fourth round pick, we went to the offensive line as we did in the fifth round. Both of our fourth round picks actually were in the offensive line. We had right tackle Corey Harper and right guard Chance Pears. Now, Corey Harper, of all the guys, definitely has the most potential to be a starter on this team. He is a 75 overall, and as of currently, he is slotted in as our starting right tackle, seeing as our line is weak. As for Chance Pears, he is a lower rated overall, so he will be more of depth than anything. Next up in the fifth round, we had wide receiver Leandry Dobbs, who, as I spoke of earlier, turned out to be quite a miss, being only a 63 overall. Leandry Dobbs is a practice squad player at best at this point, so really unfortunate we missed on that pick. Our sixth round pick, though, was wide receiver Cedric Simon. He has a higher overall at 72, and he is in contention for that starting slot job. So it'll be interesting to see through the preseason how that plays out, whether or not he can earn himself that job or one of the undrafted free agents or veterans takes that job. And last but not least, we have middle linebacker Howard Rutledge. Again, a lower rated player, I believe around 66 overall. He is going to have to fight for his spot on this team with our pretty deep linebacking core with Danny Trevathan, Jarrell Freeman, and then we also signed two free agents for depth. We signed Taiwan Jones and we signed John Bostic. So there is some depth there, but again, he could potentially end up finding himself on the practice squad. So that was the full draft. Like I said, it could have been a lot better. I think there were some spots that I could have drafted a little better. I thought I was doing really well with scouting, but I just really didn't scout that well into the later rounds. And I definitely should have spent a lot more time scouting into the later rounds, because I think once I got to the sixth round, I didn't really have anybody scouted, so I was just stabbing in the dark. So definitely better scouting could be done for next year, which is something I'm going to be working on quite a bit. And the final thing that we will look at before we get into the preseason games is our young secondary, something that I'm starting to see become one of our growing strengths on the defensive side of the ball. We all know the front seven is strong. We finished second in the league last year in sacks, but it's this back side that I can really start to see a lot of improvement in. First off, our youngest guys are drafted, Kalbuto Gideon, coming in at just 22 years of age. Second-year player Eddie Jackson is just 24. He's coming off a big year with 3 interceptions, 2 of which went for touchdowns, both of being just very crucial pick sixes at the time. Adrian Amos continues to get better and better. He is only 25, and the oldest guy, believe it or not, in our secondary is Kyle Fuller, coming in at a ripe age of 26. He had 2 picks last year. I'd like to see a little more out of that, being our #1 corner. But regardless, this secondary has the potential to just become a shutdown secondary, maybe a next Legion of Boom perhaps, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But for now, let's get into the preseason games. And we will pick things up early in this game against Denver in the first quarter with Trubisky throwing in a nice interception there from Charles Harris Jr. We see the interception troubles for Trubisky continuing early here in the preseason. I mean, it was a well-jumped route by Harris, but I mean, there's no excuse for it at certain points, and we're starting to see those troubles transition here into his second year. Moving forward now, later in the drive, as the Bears come up with a nice goal line stand as CJ Anderson tries to punch it in. We'll bring up a 3rd and goal. Simeon throwing, and it's going to be incomplete. So Denver has to settle for the field goal early. Now we'll see the Bears back on offense as Trubisky again finds himself throwing an interception to Charles Harris. He was looking for Juju Smith-Schuster on that play. Instead, a nice interception. So Denver's back where they can threaten to score again. And this time it's a pass completed to the left side, but it will be shy of the first down marker. Nice tackling by Trevathan. 6-0 Detroit as we move into the second quarter. There's Paxton Lynch in the game trying to escape, and there's Cassius Marsh coming in with a big sack. We're going to see that name a lot. Ryan Fitzpatrick is in as the quarterback now for the Bears, as he is going to unload a deep pass, and it's going to be caught by undrafted rookie Solomon Torrance down to the 4-yard line. What a play from Torrance. One play later here on 1st and goal, they'll go toss out, and then there's another rookie getting into the end zone. It is Sanchez Potter already finding his first touchdown in his first NFL game, albeit preseason. Nice toss out, there was great blocking, and Sanchez Potter walks it in, and the Bears are now up 7-6 at this point in the game. Still here in the second quarter, Paxton Lynch remains the quarterback in for the Broncos as he finds Emmanuel Sanders deep down the middle of the field. I don't know why he's playing right now. This is a preseason game. Someone better tell him that. Later on in the drive from the 7-yard line, Broncos threatening to score. Paxton Lynch rolls out and it's nearly intercepted, but again, Denver has to settle for a field goal. So the Bears defense is keeping them in it, as we'll see Ryan Fitzpatrick dropping back again and again unloading, and look at who it is. It's Solomon Torrance fighting, making his claim for that starting slot receiver job. 1st and 10 now from inside Denver territory. There's a deep shot, looking for it, and oh my God, Cedric Simon, what a catch. We've got 2 rookies battling it out, and Cedric Simon makes arguably catch of the preseason, even though it is very early in the preseason. What a catch from Cedric Simon. Bears up 14-9 in the 3rd quarter now as Devontae Booker makes a move, and there goes Booker. Nobody's gonna catch him, and the Broncos will take the lead on the back of that run. He'd been running very well all day thus far, and he breaks this one with an impressive juke move. We gotta take a look at that one more time. Here we go. Devontae Booker. Ooh. Jukes Witkowski right out of his shoes. Nice run there. So, now with Broncos up, they're going to try to add a field goal, and this one's going to be blocked, and it's going to be picked up by Emery Booth, the undrafted strong safety. And will he be caught? It's going to be close, but he's going to take it in for the score. The Bears seem to only block field goals in the preseason. We saw it quite a bit last year, and now we see it here again. A big play from LeBlanc getting in to block it, and Emery Booth on the recovery. Now going for 2 to make it a touchdown game, and it will be a touchdown game. Fitzpatrick makes that completion. 22-15, still in the fourth quarter. We'll see Paxton Lynch unloading a bomb downfield. What a catch. Nice little hurdle at the end of it. They're back into scoring range, but it's 4th and 4, and that one will fall incomplete. Paxton Lynch trying to go for it. They're not settling for points. Now we'll see the Broncos on the other end trying to kick a field goal, and this field goal will make it a 10-point game, increasing their lead at the very end, and the Broncos will be defeated by a 10-point margin. Not a bad week 1 for the Bears. You know, it is preseason. A lot of time these games, you know, they're kind of thrown to the wayside because they aren't just that. They're preseason. In the end, they don't matter on the score sheet, but it's nice to see some young players emerge, as we saw Cedric Simon and Solomon Torrance both have really good games. So with that being said, let's move on to week 2. Alright, week 2 against the Titans. We'll pick things up midway through the first. We've got Trubisky throwing for Condren, the rookie tight end, getting involved, getting them a big first down. Later on in that same drive, the Bears facing a 3rd down and 7. Trubisky dropping back to throw, and wide open over the middle. It's Torrance who puts on a beautiful move, and this Solomon Torrance kid is lighting it up right now. He is fighting for that starting job. Now we'll move on to a 3rd down and 1 with Trubisky taking off for the end zone. He fumbles as he gets into the end zone, and it goes out of bounds, so it's a touchback. The Bears will get no points off of this opening drive. Some weird stuff going on there, but I guess that's the way it's going to work. Moving on into the second quarter now, as we see Trubisky again throwing a dart to Cameron Meredith. Their deep throws have really... That is the one thing that I have noticed thus far in the preseason, is the ability to throw deep, and then Trubisky throws an interception in the end zone. Another turnover in the end zone for Trubisky, as Tennessee still holds a 3-0 lead. Just one of those throws you've got to make. So still down by 3. They'll go screen now for Trubisky. He'll run out of bounds. Picking up decent yardage and a first down as they're trying to get some points before half. Trubisky again over the middle. That's another big completion for Solomon Torrance, who continues to find himself getting involved in this passing attack. Here we go on 2nd down. There's Solomon Torrance again. This dude is just consistently open, and he is making these catches look easy. How did this guy not get drafted? And so the Bears will just kick a field goal to tie this one up. And that will be our score as we run into halftime. A very low scoring first half, as now we'll see the Titans take over. And there goes Derrick Henry running and gashing through our defense. These are the backups now. As we'll see, that is Geno Smith puts the ball on the ground, and it'll be picked up by the Bears. Still 3-3. When are we going to score? This is a weird game. But it's preseason football, baby. You got to expect the unexpected, I guess. You know, when you got backups in. Now we'll see a very long field goal attempt here for the Bears. And this one will be no good, unfortunately. No good on that field goal attempt. And then on the other side, Tennessee is going to try an even longer field goal. They do have the wind at their back for this one. And this one is no good. So a little bit of back-to-back missed field goal action. We're still in the third quarter. Tennessee ball. There goes Geno Smith. rolling out right, then throwing across his body and somehow completing that pass. What a play by Geno Smith. Titans are threatening. Smith, he's gonna go down. It's Cassius Marsh, who continues to impress this preseason, coming in big with another sack. So it's 1st and 10. Now Chicago down by 3, airing it out big time for Solomon Torrance, who will draw the penalty. That's a big pass interference call. The Bears are going to get a lot of free yards as they will kick the field goal again to tie this one up. 6 apiece still here in the 4th quarter. Titans are going to take over, and they're going to go read option, and there goes Geno Smith breaking away from contact, and Geno Smith is still on his feet. Geno Smith down inside the 20, down inside the 10, and he's brought down by a face mask to boot. Jesus. That is one way to bring a man down. Grab him by the face mask and fall. And then Geno Smith will find his man, Jimmy Smith, in the end zone. And the Titans, with the first touchdown of the game late here in the 4th quarter, will take a 13-6 lead. Here we go. Can the Bears orchestrate a last-minute drive? We'll see Chase Snyder in there throwing, and he's got his man, Solomon Torrance. You have got to be kidding me. This man catches everything. So it's 1st and 10. We'll see the Bears trying to get something going, and that's going to be intercepted by Wesley Woodyard. And that will mark the end of this game. The Bears unable to mount the comeback. 13-6, they fall to the Titans. Solomon Torrance, 5 receptions, 181 yards. That man now leads the NFL in preseason receiving yards. Very interesting to see there. I think if you're going to base it off of these first 2 weeks, Solomon Torrance is our starting slot receiver. He came in and absolutely dominated, and he absolutely earned that. So I think from here on out, we will be seeing Solomon Torrance as our starting slot receiver. All right, let's move on to week 3. We've got an interesting one here in week 3 as the Bears are taking on a division rival in the Detroit Lions, and we're going to pick it up here in the 1st quarter. And of course, who's Trubisky finding? It's Solomon Torrance. He's going to get a lot of time with the starting offense here, so we're going to see how him and Trubisky can work together. 3rd and 4 now, Trubisky rolling out, and Trubisky has a ton of space. Don't fumble it, he fumbles it again into the end zone. But at least Jordan Howard is there to pick it up. He was just kind of sitting there waiting for it. And the Bears, something we didn't see them do all 3 times we played the Lions last year, jump out to an early lead against the Lions. 7-0 Bears. It is preseason, but man, a win against this team would be great for morale. We'll pick it up on a 3rd and 10 here in the 2nd quarter. Stafford lobbing a throw, and what a catch by Eli Rogers. He is now their new slot receiver as Marquez Wilson left in free agency. Another 3rd down for Stafford as he finds Theo Riddick to cut into the Bears lead. It is now 10-7 Bears. Theo Riddick always finding a way to subtly get involved. We'll shut him down in the run game, but then we'll just get that one big play to make his impact. Interesting the way we seem to interact with Theo Riddick. Mukamara was completely off in coverage there. Chicago's still up by 3, and there goes Theo Riddick. As I mentioned earlier, Theo Riddick into the open field, being chased down by Kyle Fuller, and then tackled by Kabuto Gideon, but not before getting him to the 13-yard line. Seems like Riddick is now taking this game over. It's 3rd and 2, Stafford. Rolls right, throws, intercepted by Adrian Amos in the end zone. He'll take a knee, and that'll end the Detroit scoring threat late here in the 2nd quarter. But they get the ball right back here in the 2nd quarter with the 2-minute warning. Stafford throwing. He's got his man Golden Tate, who tries to spin, takes a big hit. That's a 1st down to the 38. The Lions trying to move this ball, trying to take a lead before the half. Stafford finds Eric Ebron over the middle, who's still on his feet, and Eric Ebron is spun down to the 2-yard line. He is going to be a problem this year I was looking through their roster. He's now an 88 overall. He had a big jump. 3rd and goal, they'll go handoff to Theo Riddick with a huge juke on Danny Trevathan. And Theo Riddick finds himself into the end zone for the 2nd time in this first half. Detroit is now up 14-10. We'll pick things up now into the second half. 3rd quarter action as Trubisky rolling out to escape pressure. He's going to throw this ball, and it's caught by Jordan Howard. What a play from Trubisky to Howard. 20 yards. We'll take it. We will take it. 13-21 now. Detroit has increased their lead as what a hit by Akeem Hicks, and Leonard Floyd will pick it up and he'll score for the Lions, a defensive touchdown. We've got to see this hit again. Oh my god. Akeem Hicks looked like a freaking semi-truck. Oh my god. That was a nasty hit. That is about as big as a hit as you will see. Akeem Hicks flattening Theo Riddick. That is a good, clean hit. That's what you like to see. Going for 2 to tie it up now. And Trubisky will be sacked by Tahir Whitehead. So it remains a 21-19 game. But the Bears are back late here in the 3rd quarter, threatening. Trubisky stepping up, throwing, it's intercepted. Oh man. Trubisky has thrown now 3 interceptions in this game, which is not ideal. 21-19 here. Detroit trying to extend their lead. As the kick will again be blocked. You know, just classic preseason stuff. And this time it's Eddie Jackson. And Eddie Jackson, this dude just has a nose for scoring touchdowns. We got to put this guy in the offense. He will score a touchdown to give the Bears the lead here midway through the 4th quarter. All right, things are getting interesting now. 26-21, Lions take over. As there is a wide open man, and that is their fullback, Daryl Young. Landry Jones is in a quarterback. He's had a decent second half. 4th quarter, I guess. Jones throwing, and there's Landry Jones finding Kenny Golladay for the go-ahead touchdown. So with 3:22, we're going to have to see what Chicago can do. That was a pretty good rhyme, if I do say so myself. Detroit goes for 2 and gets it, so it is a 3-point game. With 3:15, and look at that, it's Marcus Wheaton. Wide open, it's not going to take him too long to answer, as Marcus Wheaton, 73 yards on the score. And the Bears will take the lead right back just like that. Beautiful job by Marcus Wheaton. You gotta love it. Now it's a 4th and 18 for Detroit, trying to get back in this game. Landry Jones will just overthrow his man. And that will be the game. Chicago finally beats the Lions. Whew. Hoo-wee. What a game. Definitely a tough one. Trubisky throwing 3 picks is not good. Trubisky has now thrown 6 interceptions in the preseason to 0 touchdowns. That is a cause for concern. The numbers outside of that don't look bad. But, I mean, those are very big numbers to be looking into, and that's a really big problem. We got to figure out a way to turn that around. We got one more game to do so against the Texans. Let's get into it. Here we go, the final game of the preseason. We'll pick it up midway through the 1st quarter. We've got Trubisky rolling out, sensing pressure, getting the throw off downfield, and look at who it is again. Solomon Torrance with a big move down inside the 25-yard line. And the Bears are moving on this drive. Now we'll face a 3rd and 3 at the 6. Trubisky throws it over the middle, and it's Sanchez Potter, the rookie halfback, getting involved and finding his way into the end zone. Saw on that play, Jimmy Condren looked like he was going to try to take that one for himself. He reached in there like a defender going for that football. Good thing Potter got it. Chicago ball again here, as we'll see Jordan Howard try to get a decent run, and he is hurt. Oh my god. J.J. Watt on the tackle, and Howard is down again, and he is struggling to get up. That is not a good sign if you're a Bears fan. So Sanchez Potter will now check in, and we'll see him go to work as Potter puts the ball on the ground. It's fumbled and picked up by Houston, and they will score. Oh my God, what an instant change of events. Howard goes down, Potter comes in. Potter fumbles, Texans score, and just like that, we've got a tie game here in week 4 of the preseason. Oh, that is a rough one. So the Bears will take over with the ball again with a little bit of time to go here in the first. There's Cameron Meredith, a big catch. He's still on his feet down inside the 15-yard line. Trubisky 6 of 8 for 146. He's done really well this quarter. Hopefully we can see that mimic throughout the rest of the season as Cassius Marsh gets into the backfield. He's been a sack monster this preseason. 1st and 10. There's McQuiston, and there's Marsh again. Sack number 2 on the day. He is getting involved. He is earning himself a roster spot as at least a rotational guy. It is 10-10 as we will see a throw outside, and there's Adam Shaheen. Shaheen will go 41 for the touchdown. The Bears taking the lead right back, 17-10 late here in the second quarter. Fitzpatrick has been doing pretty good as our backup quarterback, I gotta say. It was a pretty good free agent signing. The veteran Fitzpatrick, definitely a solid backup when called upon. Cannot complain. So Houston ball taken over again as McQuiston will again be sacked by Marsh. He is just he's got a magnet or something attached to the quarterback. So 17-10 now as we will see a deep throw as Marcus Whedon makes the catch but has to stumble and fall to hold on to it. And this offense, regardless of if it's the first team or the second team, has gone to the deep ball more this preseason than I think I've seen them at all this past year as Jimmy Condren now finds his way into the end zone. We've got a young group of tight ends and we're seeing them all getting involved here today. Good job by Condren to get that edge, find his way into the end zone. 24-10 late in the third as Houston is threatening to score. McQuiston, hey, look at who it is. Cassius Marsh with his 4th sack in 4 tackles. Alrighty. There have been 11 sacks now in this game, 7 for Chicago, 4 for Houston. 3rd and goal. Foreman will punch it in to cut into the Bears' lead, but this one is still all Chicago. Houston will be taking over again, still down by 7. McQuiston under pressure, lobbing a deep one, and that one is caught. What a catch by Jalen Strong in double coverage. Oh my God, that is just bad coverage. There's 2 defenders there, and Jalen Strong is he's able to basically make that catch uncontested. 24-24, 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. We'll see Ryan Fitzpatrick. Nick Scaife, what a catch, and a face mask to go with it. We haven't heard his name too much, but the speedster gets a beautiful catch there. We'll get a field goal, and now here's Houston trying to get some points before the end of the game, and what an interception by Emery Booth, and that one should just about seal the deal. Chicago was up by a field goal, Houston was threatening, and Emery Booth, wow, that is how you earn a job on this team, securing your roster spot with an interception like that. Beautiful. And now we'll just see the Bears on a 3rd and 8. Sanchez Potter taking off into the open space, and Sanchez Potter will put this one away. A little bit of a nail in the coffin as the Bears will go 3-1 to end the preseason. Very nice. I believe we went 3-1 last year too. So at least, if anything, there's consistency here in our preseason as they win 34-24. Trubisky finally had himself a good game, and it was only really 1 quarter. Sanchez Potter had that nice run to end it out. Shaheen had a big game. Really, all the receivers had nice games. Beautiful way to end the preseason. Let's go. And from here, this is about where we're gonna end the video. We've got our week 1 matchup to look forward to against the Cardinals. But otherwise, that is it for this video. I know this was a long one, so if you stuck around till this point, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys again just for being patient. I mean, this video took me a very long time to edit. I mean, this was one hell of a project. So I thank you guys for sticking with me, for being patient. Like the video, subscribe if you are new, and let's get hype for week 1 against the Cardinals. I'll see you guys.
Back from the dead.